if I send you to a tax attorney, I don't, that doesn't benefit me, other than for me it does because I see the value in it. But if I send you to a trust attorney to make sure that you have a trust instead of a will, it doesn't benefit me.
What's the difference between a trust and a will?
A trust avoids probate, a will doesn't, is the simplest way to put it.
I still know nothing about. I still know exactly as much as I did a second ago, even after all those words.
So, a probate is just if it goes to court. So you die, all your assets now need to go and be evaluated by a judge, and then
with
a
a
judge,
trust.
No, with a
will.
And then a judge determines whether or not who gets what based on the will and the validity of the will and all that type
Really?
of stuff.
So even if in the will I say I want my daughter Ivanka to get all of it,
it still
judge
has to be
still
determined
decides?
by the judge. Yeah.
Then what's the point of writing a will?
He'll confirm the validity of it and be like, okay, these are his wishes. Yes, I
And the judge
agree to
decides
this,
how
and the
many of my
judge
wishes
decides.
will be honored?
And from that, court fees comes out, lawyer fees comes out, all that type of stuff.
Dude, it's a business.
It's a racket, yes. So that's where a trust just avoids all that. Because you've been already verified by a lawyer, it's a big scam. It's the same thing of
It's a scam.
Not a scam, but it's a way for attorneys to get more
More money,
and
more
stuff
work.
like that. But we have trust attorneys that can set you up a trust much cheaper than most trusts will set you up.
So the difference between a trust and a will is in both cases, I write out how much I want my daughter Ivanka to get.
Mm-hmm.
If it's a will, it goes through a judge who decides ultimately what happens.
Right.
But if it's a trust, it doesn't even reach the court.
Right.
And my daughter Ivanka gets it straight off the bat.
Right. Avoiding all the fees, avoiding all the that type of stuff.
And the reason it's that way with a trust and not a will is because I went through the process of paying money for the trust.
You still could go to an attorney to write a will. It's just the way the trust is structured and recognized in our financial system. And again, I'm not a trust attorney, so there might be more to that aspect of it. I've never really dug down that. I just know that depending on your assets and your situation, a trust might be beneficial to you. So there might be more legality things behind it because you have that trust is now on the name of all your investments. It's on the name of your documents, where a will is not. A will is just you keep it in your file cabinet, and then when people die and they're going through your stuff, they're pulling out the will and be like, oh, okay, these people are supposed to get this, but it has to go through court then.
So does a will have to go through court, or is that only if we fight and end up in court?
No, it doesn't matter. If you don't have a trust, your assets, other than your IRAs, Roth, 401ks, all that type of stuff, that doesn't have to go through court. But any asset outside of it, if you just have a will, it has to go through court. It has to go through probate court.
That is fascinating. I had no clue.
Yep.
I did not know that.